into me. That sounds fucking terrifying. How's fucking thunder? I never thought I was a stoner until I woke up the day and realised I've more or less been high every day. It's a bit like that. Me, not 10 years, but like, yeah, it was a while till I realised, fuck, I actually have a problem with this. And, but it is what it is, you know? It actually just is what it is. So, yeah. Enjoying this, my bad, whatever you're doing. Well, I'm glad. The other, I woke up the other day. There are worse addictions for sure. And I feel like for some people, weed does help. Others, it doesn't, and they're just in denial about it. Um, but I don't think it's. Some people say, "Oh, like weed's good for everybody. Like everyone should smoke weed every day." No, definitely not. Some people just can't handle it. Others, it's their medicine in a way. It's their coping strategy. It's like a help. But at the same time, you. I think if you're smoking weed every day, and I do it, but I think you're masking some real problems, and you're just kind of trying to avoid dealing with them. And being high, you don't really, you're not as, you're a bit more oblivious to it, and you can just kind of get on without thinking too much about it. But when you're sober, it all kind of just eats at you. There's more room for thought up there. It's not as foggy, it's not as cloudy. And yeah, I mostly smoke before bed anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that too. I've started by not having it in my car, so I'm not doing it at work on lunch break. But now I just do it as soon as I get home. I'm a programmer, and if I smoke during the day, I can't think for shit. Yeah, I bet. I don't have to think very much with my job. Like, it's pretty well just common sense. So I could always do it. No worries. But if I had a job like that, no way. I was just like thinking today, it was fucked. When I was like 17, literally, I would go home every break at the cafe I worked at, race home, have cones on my lunch break, race back to work every single day for 2 years. From like, well, probably 16. Whenever I got my P's, no, it would have been 17. 17 to maybe almost 19. So 1.5 years. That was fucked. But it was the only thing that got me through. If I didn't go home and smoke, which never happened, but sometimes if it was late, later than I normally would, I'd start getting real antsy, real shitty. Like, I would still do my job, but I was like not fucking happy. Like, customers would piss me off way easier. I couldn't be myself. But once I got home, had a smoke, come back, I was like, happy go Larry. Hi guys, how you going? Like, fucking being super nice to my coworkers. I might have just abused the fuck out of them before I left, but I'd come back like, hey, let's do this. And they're all like walking on eggshells, but they'd know after I'd come back for lunch then I was sweet. But it was just like the half an hour leading up to lunch when I'd get real like, fucking let me go. It's because I was in a bad habit of smoking in the middle of the day. But now I'm out of that, so it's much easier. Yeah. And it's funny because when I was working that job at the cafe, my one of my coworkers tried to blackmail me and say that she was going to, because I asked for a pay rise and I got it. She said no, she actually, yeah, no, she said to one of our other coworkers that she's going to tell the boss that I smoke weed in my lunch breaks. And so I was like, fuck that. I just got my car, went down to work, and I said, I 100% do smoke weed in my lunch breaks because it's the only thing that keeps me sane at work. No one has ever known that I'm high, like it has never affected my work ever. It actually makes things easier. And so if that's a problem and you want to lose me just because I smoke weed in my lunch breaks, go for it, fire me. And she was like, no, that's fine, Isabel. Like, if I just see it as like a self medication thing, if it makes things easier for you, I've never noticed that it's affected your work, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sweet. So now she has nothing to fucking blackmail me on because I just went and dug myself in for it. And I'm so glad that I did because it was way better coming from me than like having a coworker dog me in for it. I just told her straight up, like, if you're not happy with my work and if that's enough for you to fire me, then I guess it is what it is because I'm not going to stop doing that because that's the only thing that helps me through the day at this point. Because like hospitality is so fucking stressful, man. You're dealing with people all the time, and every like third person could be a cunt. I was working in a cafe with lots of old people. With oldies, you either get really nice ones or super fucking entitled ones. There's really no in between. And so it was a stressful job. And I was like, I need it to stay chill. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. And she's like, that's fine. And I'm like, sweet. Thought it would be. Because honestly, I was one of the best workers. And that's why I got a pay rise. Because I was on shit money because I was young. And there were all these women doing less than I did. I did way more than them. I was trained in more areas. I was a better worker, more efficient than all those people, and I was on shitter pay because of my age. So I negotiated pay raise because I was like, fuck this doesn't feel fair. So I asked the boss in a message, I was like, just wondering if you would consider like a pay rise since I'm doing the same work, if not more, than the other ladies. And I'm working at a higher level. So, and she gave me one. And then everyone was fucking salty and shitty at me because of it because I was on the same money as them. And I was like, I'm doing the same job. Get the fuck over it. I literally said to the one that blackmailed me with telling my boss, I said to her, if you think that you're worth a pay rise, go ahead and ask for one. No one is stopping you. Like, don't be shitty at me because I did it. If you think you're worth more than you're getting paid, ask. All they could say is no. The worst they could say is no. The best they could say is yes. And then shabam shaboob. Lol, that bog. What is it? I'll show you, Ajax. It's fucking sick. It's mushroom. And it's discreet. See? Just looks like a little ornament. It's ceramic. Interesting. Well handled. Thanks, TJ Green. You have amazing legs. Thank you. I worked at KFC for 5 years. This one time, a customer went to the toilet and came back and threw their shit across the counter. Fuck off. Fuck off. Did you have to close? What happened? How do you handle that? Those are amazing legs, not to stray away, but I shred mitts. Turka. Turka? Favorite at Izzy. Thank you. Are you wearing socks? Yes, I am. Cool. Secret shroom. Secret shroom. This one? I just hit it. Oh. Miyongo. Thanks for the favorite. Lol. Lol. Those in your lols.